For all you fantasy football gurus out there, we have some good news per Ari Mirov. Chargers running back Austin Ekeler told reporters there's a 99% chance that he will return and play on Monday night against the Dallas Cowboys. Now, Ekeler has not played since week 1 due to a hamstring injury, which has plagued quite a few players this season. We just seen it with Justin Jefferson. And a lot more that I can't think of off the top of my head. But Austin Ekeler hasn't played since week 1. So what have they actually done since then? Well, it really hasn't looked the greatest, but they're 2-2, so it's not that bad, right? They lose to Miami. That's when Austin Ekeler pulls that hamstring, has to sit out the next 4 weeks, gets placed on IR. Then they lose to Tennessee in a very close matchup. It's the Chargers are basically the same team as the Minnesota Vikings. Every single game is going to be a close one. Brandon Staley likes to use those analytics. If it's 4th and 1, he's most likely going to go for it. Sometimes his fans hate him. Sometimes his fans love him. But then after that game, goes into Minnesota, beats them by 4 points, and then in week 4, they beat the Las Vegas Raiders. Then they have a bye week last week or whatever, but they're getting Austin Ekeler back in a perfect time because their run game has kind of been hindered by not having Austin Ekeler. They've had to pass the ball quite a few times. They lost Mike Williams in that Minnesota game to, I do believe, a torn ACL season-ending injury. So their offense hasn't been that great, but they've still been able to put up some points. But with Austin Ekeler back in the mix, you got to expect that he's going to get a heavy dose of carries and maybe some, receptions. Now, I'm assuming he's going to be on a little bit of a pitch count these first, or at least that first game, because that second game we looked at is against the Chiefs, which is in week 7. So that's when his, I think his snap count or he won't be on a shot clock, basically. He's going to go out there and he's going to get a lot of carries, a lot of reps and stuff like that. So they're getting him back at the perfect moment. Their team 2-2, looking to at least stay second place in their division, right behind the Kansas City Chiefs, who are just on an absolute roll as of recent. And the Chargers really aren't dealing with too many other injuries other than that Mike Williams torn ACL. If we look at that injury report so far, this is from today. Austin Ekeler, who you already said, 99% chance he plays Monday night. He still has a couple days to really get things back in motion and moving and grooving, and hopefully he's on the practice field. I'm sure he's going to be a limited participant at least for today and maybe tomorrow, and then a full participant Thursday and Friday, if I would have to assume correctly. Leonard, cornerback, he's questionable for this game. Derwin James Jr., questionable. Alohi Gilman, also questionable, and Joey Bosa is questionable. So mainly on the defensive side is where the Chargers are hurting the most, which could hurt their chances of winning some ball games. But look, we already know what the Dallas Cowboys did against the 49ers, laid an absolute egg. But again, it's still the Dallas Cowboys. They have that sudden urge to put up points when they so please to, as long as Dak Prescott's playing a good game. But having Austin Ekeler back in the mix will give the Los Angeles Chargers a much better chance at beating the Cowboys and maybe putting up a fight against the Chiefs, because the Chiefs are playing a lot like the Eagles. Okay, they're winning games, but it's not blowing teams out. It doesn't look like spectacular football by any means. It looks like they're beatable, but somehow they're coming away with these wins. So I think the Chargers could get away with it. But again, it all depends on how well Austin Ekeler is. If he's actually 100%, or if he's playing at 75%, or again, even if they have him on a little bit of a shot clock to, they have a set amount of carries he can go out there for, a set amount of receptions he has and stuff like that. That would maybe hinder their chance at winning this game. But Austin Ekeler is, reported to say, I am a 99% chance that I will play on Monday Night Football. So you guys can let me know in the comment section what you think about this. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of your night, folks. And you just got your fix with the Wicks.